Had a bit of a longer timer on because I was a little bit, I just had to sort out the ad, which took a few minutes and so on, and I thought I might not kind of catch the first round, and usually when we try and do the first round of this event, it becomes an absolute disaster, but today, we actually got a matchup straight away, so we cannot complain about that. Said, let me get into this. So, away we go, some StarCraft 2 today for you all. Oh, my voice is a little bit like, a little bit not great, I suppose. Alright, I think we're okay, though. Couple sniffles and stuff, you know, as we get into this. So, ByuN DRG is going to be our opening match. It's a good one. DRG was here straight away. As we get this ready to rumble, we see what's going to happen. As our first barracks is already down on the low ground. SCV coming across, drop down a second Rax as well. A couple of barracks is coming straight on through. So a couple of Raxes continue to come up. Just going to be seeing our build to open with being a typical ByuN Reaper build. He's ByuN in the bottom left, DRG in the top right. Not sure if we introduced them. As, I'm in the process of waking up, guys. It's not fair that this event happens at 9 AM, you know? Ah, well. Alright, Overlord coming across, coming down, flying over into the natural as we get a little bit of scout information. Our first Reaper is already out to the center of the map as well, so it's just going to go for a little bit of info, gathering whatever information it can. A couple Queens, a few Lings, a couple of Reapers, all on the way up as well. TLDR, everything is being established right now at this point in the game, as obviously we'll see what the Reapers can do, we'll see how much damage they find. There is going to be multiple of them, of course, so definitely expect them to be a fairly big deal throughout these early stages. Again, the couple Queens, the Lings, and the drones will continue to build up during this, as well as the Reapers go back around to the top. So they continue to stay on the move. Command Center factory and another Marine all coming up as well, as we continue in with that just now. As we have ourselves the Ling speed is just about halfway done for the moment. Queens are still there. Reaper number 1 is going to go down pretty much immediately, so that's just going to drop straight away. And that's actually kind of a big deal, right? Just getting rid of a Reaper, because that reduces the pressure. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not looking to be the most pressure we've ever seen out of Reapers, but it's nice. If you're ByuN and you have the capabilities of just continuing to macro and micro and be annoying, then there was potential that is basically being left here. So, yeah, a little bit annoying to lose one. Anyways, as we go back home, these Reapers will go behind the wall off, and nothing will really come of this. As you just see, double Queens, few more drones, all continuing up just for these early stages. And we got some more Lings making their way out across to the other side of the map as well. So, they're going to stay on the move, as you have a couple more Hellions on the way as well, so just to gain a little bit of everything currently on the go. As we have a couple Queens are going to move forward as well. See if there's anything else for them to get involved with in these next few moments. Obviously, as we do also have the Overlord scouting through, there's 3cc, so DRG knows what we know, which is 3cc. He knows it's 2 racks already, so he'll have a pretty good read on the game in terms of where we're at. We see the Hellions as well, so this is all good info. Just going to be seeing our Hellions and our Reapers. Just going to be moving around for a little bit. Again, just trying to see what else it is that they can get up to. Just going to come back in toward the center of the map. And otherwise, Things are pretty peaceful right now. A couple of medevacs still on the way out as well, so just waiting on those to obviously pop out. And once they're out, they might see a bit more aggression out of ByuN again, as otherwise it's been pretty slow going. There's an armory, so he's going to get the Hellbats in for this attack as well, so he's really going to power this attack. And he's going to put a lot into it, so let's see if he can get a lot out of it, because he's definitely investing to make something happen right here. Marines and Hellions is going to be unloading a few Hellions wolf into Hellbats. Just going to go stepping forward. A couple of crew teamers going down. And just going to be having ourselves Marines and Hellbats continuing up. Queen going to get chased away. The Ling's starting to take quite a lot of damage. The Hellbats continuing through. Those Queens continue to take a lot of shots. A lot of Lings just continuing to drop. This is DRG not being ready. Obviously not having any Banelings is going to suck for this. And now the Queen's out of energy as well. They're not exactly going to have a great time either. As we just see Marines and Hellbats continuing through. A couple Queens go down. Lings are going to die. ByuN is going to win game 1. And that is going to open up the day with a ByuN W. In the bottom right, it is going to be our blue Terran player from the Shopify Rebellion, taking a 1-0 lead to start off the day. This is going to be ByuN. Red Zerg top left is DRG. Extractor goes down. I'm going to bring that back a little bit, and we do just take a few moments to see where we are going to be going for a little while. Figure out what is going to happen over the course of these first few minutes here. As we get this all set and ready. Just for the moment. See where we're going to go. There's a pool on the way down. It's once again barracks at the front from ByuN. It's going to get both those down into place. First Reaper already on the way out. As we just work our way forwards. Waiting to see where we are going to end up. Just getting this on the go. Both those Reapers coming out. The second barracks is about to finish. We do have the Overlord is making its way down to the bottom right hand side as well. So also just looking to see what else is going on here. For the next little while. We get ourselves resettled. So Overlord just heading down the bottom right as the Reaper of ByuN makes its way to the upper left. Overlord, just going to keep an eye out. He's going to see that Reaper as it comes by. As the Reaper dives through, a couple of drones just going to be picked away at. We are going to be seeing a grenade going down as well. Can we actually get any of these drones? Obviously, we shouldn't be able to. The micro should be good from DRG, but that one drone is going to go down. It's a little bit of a mistake. As the second Reaper joins back up over on the right side again. And the two of them together are going to be a dangerous duo heading into this main base right now. So in they go, try and deal some damage. Couple of Reapers, going to get another couple of drones. And we're just going to be seeing another grenade on the ramp. Going to blast those Queens around. A third Reaper showing up as well. So that's also going to be joining in here. As we just have double CC coming up on the other side. Reactor building on this barracks. The next Reaper is coming along as well. That's all of these Reapers continuing to come through. So far, so good. Building more Reapers in the last game, right? So his transition into the next stage of this is going to be much slower. But he's going to have a little bit more power to go along with that transition. So there's going to be a little bit of an in-between line that we're going to have to walk here in these early stages. Let's just have the Reapers coming back around to the top. Ling speed is just finished. 12 Lings are here. Ken does what he typically does, which is send one Reaper up. Unfortunately, in that process, that's a great idea until there's the queens there as well, and they do reach for that just a little bit of extra damage to really make life difficult. You know, a couple of Lings continue to take some shots. Queens will be continuing through. Stimpaks on the way. Marines are on the way. Command center also building as we speak. As we continue by, those Reapers going to hop back up to the high ground there. Stimpak is still on the way through. The starport is still coming up. That reactor coming through as well. Just getting as much of this going as possible. Couple more queens coming through. The extra drones still building. There's 4 of them on the way right now, so 4 drones on the way up. Our Reapers continuing down to the bottom right. Gonna hop into this main base. We'll look to see just what exactly is going on for the moment as well. Just gonna be obviously heading back, waiting for this Stimpak to finish and that starport to be done. Obviously, big difference this game is we're not seeing any Hellions. That's partly due to the additional Reapers. Obviously, just not part of ByuN's build this time around, which is absolutely fine. Just worth noting that is the case, as we do have extra Marines all continuing by just for the moment as well. So yeah, lots of Marines continuing up. Just going to be seeing ourselves, the Marines and the Reapers still join on the front. A couple more medevacs coming through also. So all of that just on the way. A lot of setting up just continues to take place here. As our engineering bay count continues to rise, so our upgrades will be on the way soon as well. We already have the Evo chambers getting put to work here by DRG, so evolution chambers will light up with life. Got that combat shield coming through, the few extra SCVs are coming in. Engineering bays, like I said, are finishing up as well. So we do have the first medevacs. It's going to be joined by the Reapers just for some additional damage. This first Overlord is in trouble. Usually you don't want to fight with Lings that far forward. You want to fight with the Lings with the Queens, so it's not like you're going to save that Overlord. That's just a nice initial grab from ByuN. There's a second Overlord top left of the screen right now. That could be an easy grab as well. Marines are going to press forward. The first Queen taking some shots. We have our Lings around that left-hand side, still trying to see if there's anything else that can be done. Again, 1-1 upgrades, combat shield all coming through, additional Marines and the medevac coming about. Our creep team is just continuing to spread on forward as the lair, the hatchery, and the melee upgrades continue in as well as our Reapers go through. A couple of creep teams continue to get picked away at for the moment. Marines continue to stim about. Just going to go over the left-hand side again, so looking for a little bit of extra fun and games over here. I think we get a cancel on a hatchery, so delaying that base a little bit is nice. Instant rebuild. We are building to the top side as well, so DRG says, surely you can't deny all of my bases, which is probably a pretty true statement as these few Marines continue to just unload off of the medevacs, and a couple of Reapers with them going to take this out across a little bit of a different direction for the moment. Medevacs load back up, going to come back over this direction, like I say, just going to be hanging out over here as the Overlord speed coming through, plus 2 melee. And we got ourselves 11 drones all building. At the same time, ByuN is beginning to push over on the right-hand side. It's just going to come straight on through with this. There's a single Widow Mine going to take some shots. It's actually going to try and get burrowed up. It is going to... Okay, it just dies in the end. Of course, there's an Overseer, so I guess it's visible throughout, so that shouldn't be too surprising. As our Marines continue to trade, the Lings and the Bane's going to go back and forth a little bit. Going to see the Widow Mine here, going to fire up and get quite a few Zerglings. The Marines continue to kite away. On the left side, nothing's happening with that other drop. You can keep my eye on that because we're expecting that to maybe have some impact. Yeah, all those Marines going to load it back up together and just going to be seeing, like I said, on the left side, not much happening, although we will deny a little bit more creep, which is obviously good to see. Any creep denial is pretty much good denial, so we'll be happy about that. And all these extra Banes continue up, so we continue to build those. Marauder on the way too, and continue to move around for the moment. The one Marine's just going to unload for a couple of seconds there, just get reset for a little bit. Active Den on the way up as well, in the main base of DRG. We still have Marines in the center. The couple Widow Mines setting up too. As that creep spread will continue to drop down, units continue to kind of dive through the middle here. Just seeing these Marines continuing to get a move along. The main base cleaned up already. We do have a triple drop now lining up around the left-hand side, so let's see if this can get anywhere over the next few moments, see if there's any potential for this one, as it just flies around the left. On the right side, a little bit of ByuN showing up as well. ByuN still coming through, just chasing down a couple of these queens as well, so just going for that, making whatever play that we can on that, as we just have our queens continue to come around. Extra Banes will keep on morphing in. Lane Bane continues up, +2 Carapace continues through. You have that Drilling Claws just now finishing 2-2 upgrades with the Terran on the way, and this drop still unable to really find too much, as we've been pretty good at denying that for the moment here. And the more we keep denying that, the better off we're typically going to be, as Bjorn just keeps on rallying. He's already taking the supply lead. Widowmine shots like that are only going to help him in a big way, and Bjorn is just all over DRG at this point in time. See a few ByuN units going down there as the Balins crash through on the left side. These Marines are going to get it going straight onto this hatchery as well, so just going to look to clean this up, and this really does look as though Bjorn is just taking complete and total control of this game right now. He is just improving into better and better positions here in this game number 2. He already is 1-0 up in the best 3 as well, remember, so as the Medevac pulls back over the right side, more ByuN and Widow Mines in the center as well, continuing to settle down. Banelines and Hydras and Overlords all continue to build, +1 missiles also coming up. And the Groove Spine's about to finish, just on the left side. Our Marines will load up again. The Medevacs will evacuate away over to the left. Planetary Fortress shot is good. Just going to be seeing these Marines, going to stim it up, move on forward. A lot of that creep spread already beginning to go down, so we get some extra work in there. Now a couple of Banelings trying to get through for the Widow Mines. They don't go too well, as they mostly just get turned around here. ByuN will fight again. The few Banelings going to get blown up. Again, the Widow Mines are putting in so much work. At the same time, we got the drop over here. It doesn't look as though that's going to be too successful, however. It looks as though that's going to be cleaned up pretty easily, so nothing, not too many theatrics on that one. As we actually had another Widow Mine shot here, apparently 9 kills, just blasting a few lings. We get the hatchery cancel, and again, Bjorn's pressure. Keeping up, but not in as commanding a position as he once was. There was a point in this game where he really was looking to be ahead very heavily on supply, and like he wasn't going to be moved anywhere. That's not quite as much the case right now, as a few more Marines come about. This Extractor gets picked off. These few other lings are going to get taken out as we go. And this Medevac is going to load up and go elsewhere. Also, 15 Marines at a time, 3 Widow Mines, 3 upgrades. Bjorn wants to keep up the pressure, and he's going to try that up the right side. Mostly an army supply lead for him at the moment as he waits for these Widow Mines to go off. Finally, they went off there. Gets an Overseer too, is always a good addition, because an Overseer is the kind of unit which, well, you know, it costs a little bit of money to remake, and you need the Overseer, right? As these couple of Banelings, if they go down, Bjorn really can just fight this, but it's obviously a little bit of the issue right now. So we'll see our Marines back down into the center. Ling Bane is going to get turned around once again, so just turned right back out of here. Extra Marines, Medevacs, and 3 upgrades all still coming through. The Widow Mines are still producing. And that Hive is still coming up as a Lurker Den drops down in the back of the main base. ByuN now recollecting over to the left here, so as it collects over to the left, our Widow Mines get set with it. Do you see the Ling Bane Hydra going to start making a step forward? Another Widow Mine gets burrowed up. Triple Medevac drop through the top side of the map is going to try and make a play as well. As those couple of Widow Mines do go off, and here we go. Widow Mines still trying to go. A couple more Widow Mines set there. 11 drones went down already as these Zerglings come running in. They're not going to have too good of a time fighting against those Marines and Medevacs, which are going to make a getaway into the main base at least. And this is where the damage is done, right? If you're finding drone kills, you're really having an impact on DRG's economy. You can really slow him down rather than just trading out what seems like endlessly, right? You know, this is damage which really does then make these trades that much better. It has that knock-on effect that hasn't really been there for Bjorn in the previous fights, so definitely a big positive there. A couple more Medevacs boosting down the bottom right, bit more ByuN pushing over to the right side. Sorry, I said bottom right, I meant bottom left with the Medevacs. Obviously, right side push with the main army, and once again, it's just Bjorn keeping up the pressure, not letting this fall apart. He loses one Medevac that was on his way home. He's going to start pushing the creep back, and he can get back towards this base more safely. There's not enough banelings right away. There's the Overseer, though, drags the Widow Mines on top of the Marine, so a little bit of damage at the very least. 8 workers going down, by the way. 9 as well, because these drops. 1 in the natural. These in the bottom left actually going to get a hatchery there as well. And it's this multi-prong that really is providing the biggest threat here from Bjorn. That is what's really dealing the damage so far. That is where the difference is being made. Actually, these Widow Mines left behind as well. If they don't get cleaned up, that's dangerous. Obviously, we've seen Overseers being committed and given up and going down. That actually is a pretty big deal as a few Lings and Banes get in there. They get rid of a few Marines. The rest of this Marine medevac force continues to gather up, and now we wait for another big push of Bjorn, who is actually going to get back across to those mines before they die, which is really good because that just means you get more value out of those units than what typically should be given. So we move on up. A couple Widow Mine shots going down. Lurkers get rid of a couple at the same time, though. Maybe these Widow Mines weren't as amazing as I thought they might have been. It's still nice to see them coming back through, though, as Bane gets in for Marine. The Hydra's there to support it. This Bioforce continues to gather down to the bottom, so away we go. Going to move out onto the map. I got that Seismic Spines on the way, by the way. So Seismic Spines plus 3 counter paste all coming through. As our Marines are going to stem around the top side. They're going to come straight forward. A couple of creep tumors going to get taken out immediately. Now we continue to dive forward. This hatchery is going to be in a spot of bother. It gets kept alive for the moment, though. It's actually not so bad at all. The rest of these Marines push across the left-hand side. A couple of Widow Mines going to be coming through as well. And in the main base, these Marines unloading once again. Parasitic bombs going off onto the medevacs. So medevacs, which take quite a lot of damage, they will just try and stand and heal whatever they can. They're going to take this damage no matter what. So let's try and stand and fight. That's actually a big denial from DRG, pushing Bjorn back in a big way. Drops now not active in the main, and the Banelands connecting over here is Bjorn biting off more than he can chew, because at the moment, DRG is clearing him out in pretty much every position that Bjorn is trying to bring the fight. So it is starting to just look better and better for DRG out on the map. He is just trading off these drops. He is doing very well for himself at the moment. As a Widow Mine burrows there, a couple of creep tumors going down. With the Lurkers out, Bjorn's going to need more to help him here. Once again, Widow Mine's not being Bjorn's best friend today. They have not been his best friend throughout the course of this game in general. As we continue through, these Lurkers get burrowed up. Hydra's going to be out over there as well. He's going by, getting a few more Lings. We do see some Lurker shots still being shot. Have extra Marines and Widow Mines still coming through. The extra Lings going down. Bio will come in from a couple different directions. As we continue to try and stem in, those Lurkers still taking heavy damage. So 2 more Lurkers going down. And Bjorn is hanging on, but now it really is Bjorn hanging on rather than being in that kind of commanding position he was in before. I don't think he's actually going to control this game anymore. This looks as though it's DRG's game to give away. As DRG looking good on supply, really is keeping himself in a good place. Ling Hydra Lurk on the right side, Ling Bane Hydra on the left side, hatcheries getting placed around as well. Planetary Fortress on the far right is going to sit and chill over there. A couple more Liberators on the way out, the Widow Mine still being brought up. Plus 3 melee and plus 3 missiles also in play. Bio shots coming through. Just going to see the Widow Mines doing pretty nicely for themselves. So they will find a little bit of something there. As you see on the bottom side, an attempt of a CC. Bjorn is kind of catching back up in supply once more, but it is DRG that's starting to build up a little bit of a bank. Bjorn still not really on the greatest of armies. He's mostly playing with Marine production, which is fine until the Lurkers come back into play, which so far has not really been the case. Gets rid of all the Banelands. He's actually going to win this fight, is Bjorn. Actually finding the opportunity to just stand and fight is amazing there. That was actually, good for him. But of course, DRG just base after base out on the map. You get so much Ling Bane continuing to come through here. This looks as though I'm probably going to be seeing a, like I say, I mean, it just still feels good for DRG. It can still go wrong. Bjorn can still find some very good fights. Bjorn can still put himself in some good positions and trade out nicely, for example. So don't get me wrong, there are still ways in which things can go down, as we see the Ling Bane continuing through the hundreds as well. There's a couple of Blinding Clouds trying to help this initial trade. Maybe DRG's army DRG's army looks good until this happens, right? When these Marines just stand here and do so much. The Lurker flanking around gets taken out by a Widow Mine of all things as well. Marines come kiting back down over the right-hand side. The fuelings continue through as well, so we just keep the action going. The Hydra's going to jump on this base. Bane's not going to find the SCVs this time. And up the ramp we go, chasing into those Marines and trying to just find everything that we can. It does feel as though this is going to be a little bit too much from DRG. Like I say, it is just built into that point where ByuN is going to keep on struggling to do, anything really. So ByuN just struggles through. It's going to be seeing the group of Marines over here once again. Just going to try and push on forward, try and make something happen, but it really seems less and less likely for anything to happen the further into this we go. I mean, ByuN steps forward, and again, there's moments where ByuN looks good, but it's on the back of him not having looked good at all, right? That's the deal breaker right now. That's the issue. When ByuN looks good, it's really at the tail end of a fight when bad things have already happened. So that is absolutely brutal. There's a few more Marines come back over. They're going to start fighting against those Zerglings again. More Marines actually going to unload from the medevacs, but Banelings get on top of the unload. ByuN trailing at 117 supply, and yeah, DRG, the ability to just hang in there, hold on, wait it out, and eventually he is going to find himself a 1-1 scoreline. We have in the bottom left-hand side the blue Terran from the Shopify Rebellion. This is ByuN. He takes on the red Zerg. He is currently on... Who does DRG play for at the moment? Does DRG have a team? DRG in the top right, because obviously he was envying it up, but then whatever happened with envy happened. Apparently he was on Abydos most recently, but currently teamless, so kind of just a player that kind of got lost. I guess he's not as active in online stuff, so I kind of didn't notice as much when he didn't get picked up, compared to like a Gumiko who's playing in every event. DRG's still active though, still participating, playing when he can. It's always good to see DRG having a good time playing some SC2s. Just a legendary kind of player as well, right? Like one of those players who just goes back such a long way. Alright, game 3 as our Overlord starts to move out on the map. Hatch, Gas, and Pool continuing in as we get started. Follow this Overlord because it's exciting. It is 2 Rex after a command center this time. So not 2 Rex low ground Reapers. This is going to be CC first. A CC first on Solaris is wild to me. It is going to give the Terran the boosted economy, and the 2-1-1 timing, if that's what ByuN's heading to, is pretty deadly off of this. So I'm very interested to see how this turns out. Those couple of racks continue through, a couple of queens continue out as well, so all of that being brought into play as this Overlord just continues to move out down to bottom left-hand side. Hold a command. I'm going to make it 2 of them, obviously, and it is going to be Marines initially off the barracks because our gas isn't really there to do much else. And the gas, we're going to drop a 3rd barracks. It's going to turn into mega aggression. 3 racks even, not even just the... I thought it was going to be factory into like a 2-1-1 timing, but this is going to be obviously 3 racks, even more bio units in these early stages, even more action, even more attempts to go out there and get damage done. Seems to be the case. Fun as link speed comes up, a couple of racks still coming through, SCVs are still coming around. Just going to be seeing ourselves the reactor continue to finish up there, and everything's still just getting settled for a few more moments. As we get 2 more drones on the way out, Queen still being built, Overlord and a Queen out in the center as well, trying to see what else is going on. Single Marine will just stand at the front in case anything comes in and give you a little bit of a preemptive warning about it, so you can be ready to deal with it. And that's just going to be Stimpak on the way. 5 Marines at a time. We went to 4 Rex in total, so ByuN going to do this 4 Rex style. Sometimes we saw him doing this 4 Rex style off of the Reapers. If you guys remember that, he did a lot of like the big Reaper plays and then into 4 racks and went very aggressive. This is a bit of a different vibe. I don't know if I've seen him really do this off CC first. I kind of like it. I can get behind it. We'll see a few more Queens continue out. So what DRG is doing is he's gotten Ling speed, but he hasn't really felt any pressure. He knows it's CC first. He just feels like the macro, but he's aware of what Bjorn can get up to. And he is going to put himself down the Baneling Nest. I think that's so critical for DRG to have a good shot here. I think if you skip that Baneling Nest right now as DRG, you're just asking for trouble. And things can go very wrong very quickly. So maybe something to keep our eyes on there as having a few Banelings available will help massively against an attack like this one. DRG is going to find out about it in just a moment or so as the Marines move forward. The Encirclings will see the amount of Marines, and now DRG knows for sure he's already building Lings. He's going to be able to morph in Banelings. He starts alert because he knows he's actually got what he needs against this already on the way up, so he's not immediately concerned or worried or anything. And Bjorn actually might be in some trouble in the early stages of today's ESL Open Cup career. As we scan up for a couple of creep tumors, we move towards this high ground ramp. It's going to stim straight through. Queen's going to start getting chased. First Queen going down, now some Zerglings on the other side. Being picked away as well. Target fires a bunch of those Banelings. That's nice. Now the Queens continue across, and just going to push those Marines away, all said and done. Last still building the extra Lings and a couple of drones, all still coming through as well. All of that still being brought into action at the moment. 7 more drones are building up, the last still coming through. Our Marines will get into the center. A little bit more creep spread, just pushing down into the middle of the map. Drones building, hatchery building, Baneling speed coming. As those Zerglings are going to get into the center as well. A couple more creep tumors will go down. Just seeing Marines still in the middle of the map, still trying to get things on the go. Just going to keep pressing forward. Extra Banes will morph. We do see the Lings gathering up with them. The Marines will go and push on through. Going to get rid of a few of these creep tumors already. He's just going to be able to nab most of those. The more creep tumors that we grab, the better off we're going to end up being, of course. The more activity you're going to be able to find later on in this game. So yeah, always good to be knocking back that creep. In the end, though, I mean, you see what's been traded out. 16 Marines for the Ling and Bane. It was an efficient trade, but of course, you're later on, a lot of your tech here is the Terran, so it's not exactly the ideal world that you're living in. But it's something. It's honest work as our Marines pull back down to the bottom side. You have that armory still coming through. The 1-1 upgrades are still coming about. Just seeing that Baneling speed coming up as well. So getting everything ready for this next stage of the game. You know that Baneling speed is going to kick off and really power DRG up that little bit, so we'll be ready for that as we do have this single Zergle. I'm going to try and slip by. Scan across here, not really going to be able to do all too much for the moment at least. A little bit more Ling Bane on the way. Carapace upgrade coming through as well in the evolution chambers to continue to get that going. Our 1-1 continuing up as well. These Lings and Banes in the center just going to get pushed out by the Marines. More Marines unloading from the medevac, so we just continue to bring those back out. Let's continue to fight this up as medevacs, Widow Mines, and Marines all continuing through the armor upgrade, building on the engineering bay. And +2 attack. All part of that as well. Well, we continue by. Medevacs out. We start to push up to the top left with these initially. See if there's much to be found over here. As the Marines are going to stim down into the creep tumors and pick up a couple of kills. A little bit of creep goes down very quickly. Medevacs will indeed load up. Will take us on a bit of a journey off to the sides. And yeah, head towards the main. But now this is a smaller map than the last one, but it does feel like it's heading a similar way where DRG is starting to get a lot of map control. He's starting to get a lot of creep spread. He's starting to look very comfortable just in general in this game compared to where ByuN is at right now. So, big difference, I'd say, between the two at the moment. Trying to see what happens here. As that Widow Mine goes off towards the Queens. If that went off towards the Lings, that could have been absolutely huge. A little bit of the Ling Bane on that bottom side as well coming around. And we just see the Medevacs continue to then go elsewhere. The Medevacs now drop at the same time into the main base. They will also try and find some damage. Gets a Queen. This isn't full HP drop, full Marine drop anymore. Numbers have been knocked away at as we resettle ourselves. A few extra barracks coming up. The Marines are still building. Melee and carapace upgrades continuing through. Plenty more Zerglings on the way out, as again our Marines will sit here at the center. Now going to lift up and back themselves away for a few more moments. Still got these medevacs kind of lingering on the top side, figuring out if there is a chance for them to get forward and to maybe make a difference here as well. She left some mines over here. Big counter-attack. We've not seen a lot of counters from the Zerg, actually. It's been a pretty passive set of games from the Zerg point of view, I suppose. Let's just see, these Widow Mines will go off. A couple Lings will begin to go down. Banelings are going to start crashing through. There's a lot of SCVs drone down, but we've also killed drones on the other side. This drop over here is still active. This drop over here. These Widow Mines over here got busy, so as the Lings get cleaned up on this side, I like this a lot for ByuN because he's really shutting down what his opponent was trying to get to. Puts him into a much better position than he was in previously, so yeah, I actually like that a lot from ByuN. Because clearing up the Lings, especially without taking, or at least dealing damage yourself, means that you're really winning out the army trade. Because the trades from ByuN across the map are pretty cheap. When it comes to the Marines, he had to give up to do that damage, whereas DRG had to give up a lot of Lings to do this damage. So there's a lack of balance there. And that balance is shifting now into ByuN's favor. You can see 15 supply ahead, so he is going to begin to take a little bit of an edge again in this game number 3. Maybe ByuN is going to have a good shot at continuing forward. 4 extra Banelings just morphing in. Medevac still chilling up on the top sides. +2 melee on the way out with +3 attack on the engineering bay. Also in production currently. To see the rest of this Ling Bane coming back around to the upper right corners. That's the thing as well. This is also still just Ling Bane from DRG. If there's any point at which he manages to move off of Ling Bane, you start to feel even better for him again, right? But that's just not happened yet. Hydra Den is also being put into place right now, so getting that going. +2 melee, +1 missiles, all on the way out. And Medevac will go down. The Queen's able to get rid of it. These Widow Mines probably unlikely to find much else in range of a Spore as well when they try to burrow there. But maybe they can come in as a surprise when the other army is going to take attention, and they're not going to run in with this right now. ByuN needs to back away right now as well. And yeah, he does. He lets the Marauders tank some Banelings at least, which is not a bad thing to be doing, so that part of it is A-okay. As we just have the Medevacs loading back up, going to continue around that top side. This Medevac comes over with the Widow Mine. That's going to go dropping in as well. And just going to be seeing the Widow Mine getting a couple drones, and then it's going to be knocked down itself. So that falls. This drop's still not getting anywhere. Again, because it's Ling Bane, you're very active around the map as DRG, so this works for you. There's more bio. Up the left, Medevac's hanging around with it. Couple Marauders sitting underneath as well. As you still just have +2 melee, +1 missiles, all building up. We do have more of these Medevacs around the top also, just getting pushed around. Bio gonna fight. A lot of the Ling Bane continues through. A couple Widow Mine shots going off as well. We continue to come down this ramp. Medevacs boost into the main base. So into the main we head. As our first Queen is going to be dropping, and now a Hydra going down also. So we continue to dish out the damage right here. And just going to lift back up into those Medevacs once more. This is ByuN continuing to expand on his 30 supply lead. Just trying to keep trading well. Hydras are starting to come out from DRG, but they don't have Hydra speed yet, so they're not full power. Going to let the Marauders do a bit of the tanking once again. We're back into the main base, and there's just a constant kind of conveyor belt of units of DRG going up into the main and then back down to the low ground. You know, basically just ping-ponging back and forth because ByuN is just not letting him slow down, steady it up, or anything along those lines in the slightest. As the Drilling Claws is going now. Be finishing, and Ling Bane Hydra needs to split around in a couple of other directions. Fire will come across. We're going to knock down these rocks. We are going to take these rocks away. Going to stem through. A couple of Crypt Jammers coming out. We are going to be seeing our Ling Bane Hydra Force still looking to press forward here. More Widow Mines continuing to burrow. This fight continues out. The Hydra's just not really pumping enough damage onto this to really make up for everything else that's kind of going on, so not really feeling as though that's going to be too nice of an end, and you can see there's no Banelings left here either, and that's pretty much going to seal the deal. As that is going to be just a couple more Widow Mine shots going off. Hydra's be chased down. Bio on the top side. Getting rid of a few more Lings. The Baneling there trying to get through as well. And now on the bottom right, these Medevacs will just continue to boost around. Away they go as Marine Marauder Mine continues to build. The CC is still coming up as well, so all of those on the way out. One more with a mine shot there, went for a few Zerglings. The Bio continues to move away. And again, just going to try and stay as safe as possible for the moment as we have more Bio up to the top. And we're actually going to see Hydra's running through into this. Zergling's going to start running in as well, so let's see how this trade turns out. A couple more Widow Mines. I mean, DRG just trailing by 30 army supply means that Bjorn, in theory, should just be able to keep pushing and finding success. It was similar to in the last game, right, where DRG was a little bit behind in that regard, and then he was able to bring it back anyways, but I mean, maybe if we get up to the Hive and we get some Lurkers out. DRG did survive before Lurkers as well. It wasn't just Lurkers that made it happen last time, but this is also a bit of a smaller map, so it's much easier for Bjorn to keep pressure up and to just keep on firing and to show up with another army again and again. So maybe in that regard it's going to be a little bit tougher. It also feels like it's less spreading out to be done on this map as well, which I actually think will benefit Bjorn. I feel like on the last map he ended up spreading himself out way too thinly a couple times over, as that Widow Mine will connect for a couple of Hydras. Bling Hydra continues to chase through. And again, Marine Marauder Medevac still coming in as one more Widow Mine shot goes off. The extra Lings go down, plus 2 missiles. Hydras, Lings, all coming by. Hydras are going to go knock on the bottom side, open up those couple of depots. Sim forward once again as 9 drones will go down. In the main base, we get rid of the spawning pool. It's actually going to really hinder the production of the Zergs, so Bjorn is essentially just putting some finishing touches onto his advantage at this point. Widow Mine's up and Overseer. The Hydras will continue to get traded out, and okay, it will not be quite enough Bio just yet. Bjorn has to retreat away one more time. We keep having these moments where Bjorn is just not quite able to finish up or close out a game, despite it otherwise having looked pretty darn good for him. As more Ling Hydra settles into the center, Bio will stem up once again, and just going to go chasing those Hydras down. There's one more Hydra going down immediately, and a couple Widow Mines still producing on the side of Bjorn, so we'll continue to bring those up for the moment. There's plus 2 missiles, plus 3 Carapace, all building by. Bio comes in, just going to grab a Hydralisk. Army still moving up into the center of the map. Going to scan it up for a couple of creep tumors, and just going to be seeing a lot of that creep going down. Ling Hydra on the bottom side going to get turned around as well. Continue to just push through, and the Hydras are still coming by. Another Widow Mine shot going to throw after a bit more of that Bio, and extra Hydras are still after anything and everything. Back and forth trades continue. The Overseer does get knocked down. Bio Army continues through for just a little bit more damage and continues to settle in the center here now, as the Hydras will still take some hits, still take some shots. Ghost Academy on the way from Bjorn, just in case he needs it. I like it because it's just a responsible decision to make. You know, it's something he didn't have access to in the last game, and you know, he really tried to end the game last game. He was ahead. Eventually, maybe the Ghost wouldn't have made the difference against the Lurkers, but just having the option available is obviously a very smart choice. Just like I say, responsible. As we sit down this ramp with a massive concave, this base down here is going to be attacked. As you come down this ramp as DRG, this is really a Hail Mary of a just fling of units at your opponent. GG is called. Bjorn is going to take it. He is going to be 2-1 in this first series of the day.